At the heart of the world, where the mightiest mountain ranges of the Himalayas converge, lies a peak draped in mystery and shrouded in reverence. It's not the highest, nor is it the most challenging to scale, but it remains unclimbed. Mount Kailash, a mountain that defies not just climbers, but also seemingly the very laws of physics themselves. How can a mountain possess such power to make us question everything we know about nature and our own reality? Let's plunge into the mysteries of this sacred mountain, from its geographical significance to the mysterious legends that surround it, and explore the attempts made by explorers to uncover its secrets. Unraveling our journey, we first look at Mount Kailash through the lens of geography. Sitting in the heart of the Trans-Himalayan region, this majestic peak is part of the Kailash Range, which spans parts of Tibet and India's northernmost region. With a formidable elevation of approximately 21,778 feet, Mount Kailash is not the tallest peak in the range or the Himalayas, but its significance dwarfs many taller mountains. What catches the eye and baffles the mind is the unique shape of this peak. Imagine a mountain as symmetrical as the pyramids of Egypt, standing alone in a barren landscape, its white snow cap glistening against the stark blue sky. That's Mount Kailash for you. Each of its four faces resembles a near-perfect pyramid standing in austere isolation. Adding to the mystery is the fact that these faces align almost perfectly with the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west. One could argue that it's merely a natural phenomenon, a work of millions of years of geological forces. But how did these forces conspire to create such a precise structure, untouched by significant erosion or tectonic disruptions common in this seismic region? It's a question that science is still trying to answer. Adding another layer to this is the geological composition of the mountain. Primarily made of black and white granite and extremely hard rock, the mountain has managed to resist the forces of nature, standing tall and unyielding. This gives it a distinct black and white appearance, adding to its visual appeal and its mystical allure. Lastly, the region around Mount Kailash is almost as intriguing as the mountain itself. It's home to two of the highest freshwater bodies in the world, Lake Mansarovar and Rakshastal. Legend has it that these lakes are linked to the divine, Mansarovar with the mind of Brahma, the creator god in Hinduism, and Rakshastal with the demon king Ravana. Today these lakes, with their stark contrast, Mansarovar's round, calm and bright blue waters versus Rakshastal's crescent-shaped, saline and darker waters, serve as the perfect prologue and epilogue to the journey towards Mount Kailash. Mount Kailash doesn't just bask in its sacred aura, it also swims in a sea of mysteries, legends and myths that further enhance its allure. Some of these stories have deep religious roots, while others sound like they've been taken straight out of a science fiction novel. One of the most pervasive legends revolves around the mountain's age. Many followers of the ancient Bon religion believe that Kailash is the physical embodiment of a mythical Mount Meru, a divine mountain considered the center of all the physical, metaphysical and spiritual universes in Hindu, Jain and Buddhist cosmologies. The age of Mount Meru? It's believed to be cosmically ancient, far older than the formation of the Himalayas, which, from a geological perspective, is an eye-popping anomaly. The second mystery concerns the mountain's perfect pyramidal shape, with four sheer faces aligning almost perfectly with the cardinal directions. Even more striking, each face is a different color, corresponding with different cardinal points, a geological occurrence that's hard to chalk up to mere coincidence. This perfection has led some to propose that Kailash isn't a mountain at all, but a massive, ancient, man-made pyramid, possibly the world's largest. The hypothesis is bolstered by claims of unusually rapid aging among those who live near the mountain, a claim that straddles the fine line between fact and folklore. Another enduring mystery is the rapid weather changes around the mountain. Clear weather can turn into a snowstorm in a matter of minutes, a phenomenon some attribute to divine intervention or extraterrestrial activity. Speaking of extraterrestrials, there are theories proposing that Mount Kailash could be a base for aliens due to its remote, inhospitable location and religious restrictions that prevent any extensive exploration. There's also the mystery of the two lakes, Mansarovar and Rakshastal, located at the foot of Mount Kailash. Legend has it that they represent light and darkness, good and evil. Mansarovar, the sun-shaped lake, is believed to be filled with pure blessed waters, while Rakshas Tal, the moon-shaped one, contains poisonous waters. Interestingly, the two lakes are linked by a natural channel, suggesting a balance between good and evil. Perhaps one of the most intriguing aspects of Mount Kailash is that, to date, it remains an unclimbed peak. In an age where mountaineers have triumphed over the world's highest and most dangerous summits, it's mind-boggling to think that a peak like Kailash, standing at almost half the height of Everest, remains untouched. There's no shortage of intrepid adventurers in the world, so why has no one managed to reach the top of this sacred mountain? It's a question that often lingers in the minds of mountaineers and enthusiasts. Interestingly, the answer lies not in the physical barriers, but in the spiritual realm. Mount Kailash is considered the spiritual axis of the universe by no less than 4 faiths: Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Bon. For these religions, the mountain is deemed so holy that to set foot on its slopes is a sin, let alone to strive for its summit. Scaling it is believed to be a profanity, an act of direct disrespect towards the divine. There have been attempts, though, but each one more mysterious than the last. In 1926, British mountaineer Hugh Rutledge studied the mountain from the north and concluded that it was impossible to climb. In 1985, an audacious Reinhold Messner, one of the world's greatest mountaineers who had climbed the 14 8,000ers of the world, was given permission by the Chinese government to climb the mountain. However, he rejected the opportunity out of respect for the mountain's traditional significance. More recently, a controversial Russian team claimed to have climbed it in 2006, but their claims were met with disbelief and refuted by locals and the mountaineering community alike, stating lack of evidence. In this manner, Mount Kailash, the sacred abode of gods and a cosmic pillar, has managed to resist human intrusions, keeping its mystic aura intact. It stands there unscalable not because of its physicality, but its spirituality, a sublime testament to its divine status. The fact that Kailash remains an unclimbed peak only deepens the mystery. Does the mountain hold any divine secrets, or perhaps a curse for those who dare to desecrate its sacredness? The conjecture only fuels the intrigue around the unscaled peak of Mount Kailash, a tantalizing challenge and a divine barrier all at once. Mount Kailash may be forbidden for climbers, but the irresistible allure of its mysteries has sparked numerous attempts to understand it better. Let's delve into some expeditions that tried to explore this mountain. The first documented attempt to explore Mount Kailash dates back to the late 19th century. In 1874, an English explorer, Captain Henry Havisham Godwin Austen, ventured to survey the region, but he respected local sentiments and refrained from climbing the sacred mountain. A century later, in 1985, renowned mountaineer Reinhold Messner was reportedly given permission by the Chinese government to climb Kailash. But Messner, respectful of the mountain's religious significance, declined the offer. In an interview, he stated, "If we conquer this mountain, then we conquer something in people's souls." He understood that scaling Mount Kailash would disrupt its spiritual symbolism. Then, in 2001, a Spanish team led by Jesus Martinez Novas sparked controversy when they announced plans to climb Mount Kailash, purportedly to prove whether it was man-made or natural. The plan triggered worldwide outrage with petitions and protests from global communities. Faced with such fierce resistance, the Chinese government swiftly withdrew its permission, and the team never made the ascent. While Mount Kailash has not been summited, its surrounding areas have been subjected to rigorous scientific study. In 2002, Russian scientists led an expedition concluding that Mount Kailash could be a massive man-made pyramid, the center of an entire complex of smaller pyramids, 100 in total. However, this theory, known as the Kailash pyramid theory, is not widely accepted in the scientific community and remains a point of debate. Isn't it fascinating, the Kailash paradox? On one hand, the mountain stands as a beacon of spiritual enlightenment, drawing millions of pilgrims to undertake arduous journeys just to walk around its base. On the other hand, the peak remains unsummited, its secrets held close, far from the reach of human understanding. Why is the peak off limits? It's an intriguing blend of spiritual reverence, cultural tradition, and governmental regulation. While mountaineers across the globe dream of scaling the Himalayan peaks, Kailash stands as a forbidden summit. In many religions, including Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Bon, the mountain is deemed too sacred to be climbed. It is believed that to step foot on its slopes would be a sacrilege, an affront to the gods. In respect to these beliefs, the Chinese government, which controls the region, has banned all attempts to summit Mount Kailash. The ritual, known as Kora, involves pilgrims walking 52 kilometers around the base of Mount Kailash. It's believed that completing one circuit absolves the sins of a lifetime, while 108 circuits secure nirvana, or liberation from the cycle of rebirth. Despite the rigorous altitude and harsh climate, many embark on this sacred journey each year, further deepening the reverence for Kailash without ever setting foot on its peak. The paradox extends to the mountain's contrasting depictions. Mount Kailash is often described as both a divine realm, home to gods, and a gateway to hell or the underworld, with some legends telling of hidden caves leading to secret underground worlds. This dichotomy of representing both heavenly and hellish elements is perhaps symbolic of the human journey between salvation and damnation. And as always, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed our video today.